Hey, welcome to Sports and Politics with T. I'm your host, Tanya. Tonight we have made it back to Monday, guys. Listen, I hope everybody's enjoyed their weekend. We have made it all the way to the 13th of October, y'all. Let's go. Yes, that's right. We are almost halfway into October. Listen, again, thank you for all the participation on this past weekend. Had a great time with the Fun and Entertainment with T channel. We did get a lot of questions in the pipeline, and we still got a lot more to go over this weekend as well. Tonight, we're going to talk about the car market. We've dealt with the EBT crisis. We've dealt with the food stamp, SNAP benefits. We've talked about DEI, and we've also talked about Section 8. But tonight, I've decided to go ahead and highlight the car market, the automobile industry. How is it looking? Are car prices coming down, or are they going up because of these tariffs? We're going to take a look at this segment and kind of dissect the video just to see what kind of payment people are paying on these cars. But anyway, listen, guys, I again thank you for all the support, everybody who's joined this channel. Again, thank you for all the subscribers who's, tuned in to me week by week. I'm going to continue to keep bringing that coverage to you on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started for tonight. Again, we're going to talk about the car market, how everything is doing as far as the performance, what the prices of cars are. They're saying in America, this is the average car price in America right now is $850 a month. You heard it here, $850 a month. So let's go ahead and dissect this video. I'm going to let you know how I feel about this once this video is over. Interest rate.
Since when did we stop making real cars and instead make them out of plastic with no frame whatsoever and sell them for insane prices? Alright, well, it's about that time again where I gotta show you some ridiculous car payments that people are making, along with the whole market in general, to persuade you to not get into some heavy car debt like we're about to see. Even with some of the changes and the new information in the car world, still probably not the best time to pick up a new vehicle. So we have a ton of stuff to go over along with some of your comments from previous videos. So if you want to be featured in a future video, leave it in the comments down below. Now you know what I have to start off with, so let's just roll it.
What's your car payment? $958 a month.
How much is your car payment?
$1,670.
How much is your car payment?
$1,720.
What's your car payment?
$1,533.
What's your payment and what do you drive?
2022 Silverado High Country, $969.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$2,000 a month. I drive Chevys, of course.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
Actually, I have two cars that I have currently paid off, and my new vehicle is a 2024 Chevy Silverado RST 3.0 diesel, and it's $935 a month.
So last guy had two paid off vehicles and still had $1,000 a month for another pickup truck. So I mean, you could see the faces of these people that work at the dealership. It goes right along with a comment from you guys, a finance manager with 3 car payments. It's almost like a competition between them and making it the norm of 4 figures now for these ridiculous payments, or just several cars at once. We have a video that's literally just that, the highest car payments they've ever seen.
Yep. I work in luxury sales, and these are the highest payments we've ever seen. It's our sales manager, Shaq. What's the highest payment you've ever seen?
Probably 4,800 to 84 months.
What's the highest payment you've ever seen?
4,100.
What's the highest payment you've ever seen?
$3,250.
Jeez. Alejandro, what's the highest payment you've ever seen?
$4,300 on a lease.
Jeez. What's the highest payment you've ever seen?
About $3,200 on a B-Series Escalade.
Ooh. All right. What's the highest payment you've ever seen?
The highest payment that I've ever seen is $4,400. This young lady, she purchased a 2024 Cadillac Escalade V.
Planning to move out of
$4,400 for a Cadillac, y'all. I mean, God, $4,400 a month, every month. That's where we are, okay? It's the car prices or car payments have surpassed mortgage payments and rent payments, Okay. Now take it. You notice that everybody they're asking, these people actually work at the dealership, and some of them are finance managers. I I just can't believe it. I mean, I can understand some cars being high, but when it's American made and you're talking about 1,000 and 1,500 and 2,000 a month, that's just ridiculous. But anyway, let's keep going.
State soon? Peak moving season is around the corner. Make sure to lock.
Sean, what's the highest payment you ever seen?
2,700.
What's the highest payment you ever seen?
40 bands down, 3800.
What's the highest payment you've ever seen?
2,800.
It seems like a lot of the $4,000 marks are for the Escalade V, and people are taking a bath on the appreciation of those vehicles. Just look at it a few years old. One of them was like $4,000 a month for at least two. It legitimately is a competition. But we have another comment from one of you guys. The car dealerships prey on their employees so much. When I worked at one, I was under constant pressure by the owner to buy or finance a new SUV. When I gave my notice, the pressure doubled with the tactics like you'll never get an employee discount or interest rate like that again. The employee discount was laughable. I knew how they fleeced customers who financed through their lenders. I stuck with my paid off vehicle. And that's what all these videos are made for. Normal people looking at these dealerships seeing now $1,000 or $2,000 a month. So the $700 a month you're paying isn't nearly as bad, and it's completely okay. These guys must be smart enough because they're paying for it even with the employee discounts and all the benefits they get, which I guess really doesn't exist too much. But we could head over to the next clip of what you could actually afford, doing the numbers.
How much should you be making to drive a 2025 G-Wagon? This one will set you back $156,000. Let's use the 24/10 rule to figure that out together. You're going to put 20% down, which means that your monthly payment is $28.81 per month. After doing research online, the average insurance and maintenance per month is $391.25. That means your payment is $3,272 per month. We're going to multiply that by 10 to get our monthly income. Multiply that by 12, and we need to make close to $392,000 per year in order to comfortably afford a G-Wagon.
So I know the G-Wagon is of course a very expensive vehicle, $150,000, but let's just cut all the numbers he ran in half, $75,000. Do you think all these people driving around in a $70,000 Mercedes are making $200,000 a year to comfortably afford these payments? Majority of them are probably not, but that really does not deter people at all. And I do want to say, if you are a genuine car enthusiast, then maybe these types of videos are a little different for you, because I just saw a video on TikTok of somebody saying, just go buy that car, you'll enjoy it more than putting that money into retirement. And I think he bought like a $50,000 Supra. Even though it's clearly not the best financial decision, most actual car enthusiasts know they're going to lose a bit of money with their hobby. Or they end up getting older vehicles that are still fun, so the depreciation is minimal. And I get it, that's what they enjoy, but many people with these car payments are not car enthusiasts. They just want to look wealthy with the newest luxury SUV in front of everybody else when they go to the stores or their neighborhood. I just recently saw somebody drive by with a new BMW iX with the custom license plate that just said iX. So if you know anything about this vehicle, it is an all-electric BMW SUV that just right off the bat, you know the depreciation is going to be unbelievable. But with a starting price of $87,000 for the base model. You could go up to the M60 with an MSRP of $111, but I saw the base model as it drove by. So you can guarantee whoever was in that vehicle just wanted you to know that they had the newest electric BMW. They got the base model and not the M60, which still $90,000 a lot, but still wanted to pay extra for the iX custom license plate. Some people you really can't help. You gotta let them make their own mistakes, but hopefully these videos will help deter some people from losing tens of thousands of dollars in vehicle depreciation or possibly paying ungodly prices like this next clip.
1, 2.
Hey guys, it's Destiny Drive. Today we have Miss Rihanna approved on this 2022 Chevy Malibu. Miss Rihanna, how was your experience?
It was actually a great experience. Pretty speedy, very quick, very efficient.
How did you get here?
I actually took a flight. Got up at 1 a.m. Flew from Kansas at 6 a.m. and I made it.
Miss Rihanna put $12,000 down. Miss Rihanna, how much are you paying a month?
I paid about $976 for 84 months currently.
If you're in the market for a vehicle and you don't know where to start, just shoot me a DM at Destiny Drive and we'll get you driving off today.
So these people are taking social media to get some of their customers with really, really bad credit to just pay crazy amounts of money for these cars. Just look at the hashtags for these videos. No credit talk, bad credit financing, car finance, car business, car talk, down payment, buy here, pay here. Oh man, the comments don't make it much better. Now that's what I call Grand Theft Auto. How do you put $12,000 down and still pay $900 a month? $900 for 84 months is $75,000 plus the $12,000 down. What kind of vehicle is that? It's a complete fleece, and is why I recently made a dedicated buy here, pay here car lot video. If you don't have...
Yeah, and that's a shame. You know, let me say something. I'm going to chime in just for a second about financing cars. Okay, so, you know, right now, you know, the car market, the prices of cars are they're just up there. You know, I think they're about 30% higher than where they normally stand. Now, I finance vehicles too. I am a finance manager. And the one thing that I see, or loan officer, excuse me, the one thing that I do see with these cars, and I tell people, if you're interested in buying a car, it's best to just come straight to your bank or straight to your credit union. Typically, credit unions, I work for a credit union, we have better interest rates and better terms when it comes to financing these vehicles. We also look at the pricing of those cars to make sure that the prices of the cars are correct, because a lot of dealerships raise the prices astronomically, and the credit union will only finance what the vehicle is worth. Okay, so if that car is priced at $100,000 but it's only worth $80,000, we're only cutting a check for $80,000, which means that you would have to come up with the difference. You see what I'm saying? So we do our due diligence in making sure that those cars are priced correctly, and make sure that they haven't been any accidents, or, you know, we do a Carfax to make sure it's not been wrecked or dinged or salvaged or flooded and all that stuff, you know. So we go all the way through checking those vehicles thoroughly. Now, one thing that I've noticed also is that the terms are getting higher and higher and higher. I remember when I first started, this was back in 2016, we could only go up to 5 years. And then in 2018, we introduced 72 months. So it went up to 6 years. Well, now we're up to 7 years, which is 84 months. You know why the term keeps getting extended? Because the price of the cars keep getting higher and higher and higher. People can't afford that payment. You know, this young lady just put down $12,000 and her payment is still almost $1,000 a month, you know? And that's not including the maintenance. That's not including her car insurance. All that other stuff gets built in to that payment, you know? So it's not good, you know? The rule of thumb for credit unions and banks is typically your debt ratio has to be under 50%. Some places have to be under 45%, which means that whatever debt you have, you can't go over 45% of your income, you know? And if so, then we have to get you a cheaper car, you know? So these people who's got these $2,000 and $3,000 payments, more than likely, I'm not saying that they have good credit, not necessarily, especially if they're going to these buy here, pay here places, or they're going to other finance companies, which the interest rates are just through the roof, you know, and that's how they make the money. They'll give you a loan, they'll finance it, they'll give you as long as term as you want. But you best believe, if you don't look at the fine print, if you don't look at what's really being financed, okay, let's say you pay $80,000 for a car, and let's say your interest rate is like 20%. Okay, way too much. Okay, way too much. First of all, you're going to be paying back almost double in 5-6 years, you know. So you purchased it for 20, but by the time you pay all that interest back, you're paying $40,000-$50,000 for a $25,000 car. You know what I'm saying? So all that extra money is going to that finance company, you know. So that's why I say it's just best if you apply for a vehicle, don't let the dealerships run your credit, and that's another thing. They will hurt your score. Go straight to your credit union or bank and let them pull it one time, okay? Because then you get the best rate, the best term, and you won't have so many inquiries on your credit report, you know? So, but this is interesting. I'm just, you know, I mean, one car was $2,400, $900, $1,500. This is mortgage prices, guys. You know, this car, and you know, this is every month. This bill doesn't stop. You know, so but anyway, let's keep going, and then we're gonna go ahead and dissect it at the end of this video.
Have the knowledge purchasing a vehicle with the interest rates and the payments and how long it's going to be, you could end up paying almost 6 figures for a Chevy Malibu, man. Oh, wow. And another comment from one of you guys, and these payments don't even include insurance. I'll be driving my 2011 Fusion into the ground.
Now, didn't I just say car insurance has to be in there too? You know? And don't let it be a very young driver, you know, because that premium for insurance is going to be really high. If they're under the age of 25, the premium is a lot higher, you know. So, not to mention maintenance, you know. I'm going to tell you something. Back in the day, I had a BMW. I had a 07 750 Li. And I bought that car back in 2014. And I bought it, and I loved that vehicle. I loved it. That was before I even got to the credit union. I had it for 4 years. And then I traded it in 2018. Let me tell you something about luxury cars, okay? They're beautiful, and I mean, you know, if you have the money to afford it, great, right? But when it comes to maintenance and repairs, just realize that it's going to cost, you know. Gas is premium, right? Oil changes is synthetic oil. And my car was a V8 engine. So, yeah. Yeah, oil changes was $115. Yeah. Not the normal $50, $60 every else paid. No, it's about $115. It might be higher now because that was back in 2014. You know, my tires, they were 20s. Yeah. And you can't rotate them. In fact, they came with what you call run flat tires. Yeah. Pirellis, to be exact. And I would have them. And you can't rotate them. Like, you know how you have a regular car where you can rotate your tires every, 5,000, 10,000 miles to keep the wear and tear even on your tires? Well, they stagger the tires on BMWs, which means that the tires in the front and the back are just a slight bigger or wider. So you just have to replace them. And so every tire was about $700-800 each. Not for the set. One tire. Okay. We're talking about the big, car. So that's what I'm saying. People don't realize it takes a lot to keep these cars running. And it takes a lot of maintenance and care for these vehicles, So, but anyway, let's keep going.
I believe the stat was in the past 5 years, insurance has gone up 46% on brand new vehicles that were already overpriced to begin with and had dealer markups and low inventory. It was really scarce. People were buying it without even looking at the vehicle. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's just brutal.
Okay, so I'm literally so embarrassed to talk about this. I bought a car at an astronomical interest rate because, first of all, I don't know any better. And my aunt didn't know because my family always bought their cars in cash. So nobody knew about what it was like to take out a loan on a freaking car. So, long story short, I pay the bank that like thousands of dollars in like one chunk payment. Lo and behold, I didn't know that you have to actually call their finance department and let them know you want that, say, $10,000 to go towards the principal of your freaking loan. So, apparently, I still have so much to pay on my car, but they literally took half of it as finance charges. Like, what? This is illegal. It should be illegal.
This is basically the consequence of the last clip, having no idea how much you're actually going to be paying by the end of the term, even doing a lump sum payment and going right to the interest of the vehicle instead. Not knowing what to do, having the financial knowledge. Your family didn't do it, so you never learned. Not looking it up online. Again, same reason why I make these types of videos. But another comment from one of you guys, any car payment above $400 is insane to me, and that would be considered cheap now. I think the bare minimum is like $500 plus now for new vehicles, unless you're getting something unbelievably cheap like a Mitsubishi Mirage. All of these cars' MSRP is just going through the roof, and they're not even lasting anymore. Since when did we stop making real cars? and instead make them out of plastic with no frame whatsoever and sell them for insane prices. For example, take a look at this Hyundai right here. It's brand new, 2024, and they have it priced out at $49,424. It's absurd how little $50,000 gets you nowadays for a new car. So for the average price of 1 year's salary, you get the cheapest plastic interior, the most unreliable vehicle known to man. It's like they've completely lost their minds with this. Who's buying a Hyundai or a Kia for over 50 grand these days? If we even look back to like 2018, these same exact models were selling for roughly half the price. It's like over the course of a couple years, Hyundai went from knowing their place to now being a luxury car brand. Basically, it's easy to imagine that in another 5 years or so, if this continues, a new Hyundai could cost well over $100,000.
And that's another thing. You know, the reliability of some of these cars are not the same either. You know, back in the day, like especially like the late 90s, I'm going to say mid 90s, early 2000s, up until probably 2010, 11, I felt like those were really strong vehicles. But then it seems like after about 2013, 14, that's when it seemed like they were making the vehicles more cheaper and things more plastic. You know, they didn't really put a lot of they put a lot more bells and whistles in the cars than the actual mechanical, of the cars. So when you look at these cars, they have all the nice features and beautiful this and that and this and that. But you notice a lot of the cars don't make it past 200, 250 in mileage, 250,000 in mileage, whereas back in the day, a Toyota back in the day could get you 300, 400,000 easily and still would be running with no problem, So he's right about the reliability of the cars. They really are not making them the same anymore.
And the worst part is these cars, they age like milk. They do not last.
At Marshall's, our buyers hustle 24/7 to get you great deals on the good stuff.
And as we're going to see throughout the rest of this video, it's every car brand. I know he was harping on Hyundai, that I know they definitely have their problems, but all manufacturers are way worse than they were even just a couple decades ago.
This is a 2025 Subaru Outback. It will not let me actually open my climate control unless I open the camera on my phone, and then it will let me push all the buttons.
This is a 2025 brand new.
And then I turn the camera off and it closes it back.
So this is what happens when all the knobs turn into just one giant screen. I know
Remember what I said? They put all the bells and whistles in these cars, but then, like he said, they used to be little knobs on the radio. Y'all remember that? Everything was you just turn the knob or you push the button or something, but now everything is touch screen. So if the screen freezes, right, it's just like your cell phone. If it's freezing, you really can't do anything. You have to maybe start your car or reboot it or something. But this is a 2025 and she's already having issues. You shouldn't be having to use your cell phone to get into your climate control, so.
I sound like an old person and I want it to go back to the way it was before and all this new technology is ruining it, but it honestly is. What kind of insane bug is that on a brand new vehicle, 2025? And this is going to happen with every single manufacturer because there are iPads in every one of the new cars coming out. And you can see by the comments, a lot of people agree. Bring back buttons and knobs. Note to car manufacturers, not everything needs to be a friggin' touchscreen. HVAC and volume should absolutely be a physical thing. It was trying to change the temperature in the vehicle and you had to open up a camera app because of some bug.
This is so ghetto. Wake up! Like, I can drive?
Again, he's paying $700 a month. You see that in the notes right on the screen. I pay almost $700 a month. And none of his controls work in his vehicle.
What the heck?
And now we get to the portion of people arguing about manufacturers. Here's the comment. You bought a GM product. I feel about as sorry for you as the United Healthcare CEO. So this goes along with the comment that I got from my car repo video. I would never get a Ford, so I don't care. And that was talking about Ford making a technology that would self-drive future cars back to dealerships or repo lots if the car had to get repossessed. I know it sounds absurd and crazy, but Louis Rossman made a good video talking about this argument with phones. You know, people always argue about Androids and iPhones, whatever. And when one of these companies does a bad thing, everybody else who doesn't like that company or drives another vehicle makes fun of it. But from what we've seen with almost every company in every single market around the world is if one of them get away with something, everybody else begins to copy them. So when Buick is still selling their products with bugs or terrible quality control, having higher margins with each one of the vehicles, or getting even more money for people going in for repairs, then all of these other manufacturers will do the exact same thing because it's just for money at the end of the day. And this isn't just random people on TikTok complaining about it. Car people and mechanics whose entire lives are dedicated to these vehicles are saying the exact same thing.
Models that were iconic years ago that we thought were bulletproof, and now this is what's replacing them. I don't care if it's Hyundai or Kia or Honda or Ford or Chevy or Dodge. All the offerings they have in 2018, 19, 20, 23, they're getting to be junk. I've talked to some of my friends, Cameron from DC Motor Works, or even Johnny the Car Ninja, and how we frequently talk about how the newer cars, Mercedes, Audi, it doesn't matter the brand. They're garbage. They're absolute garbage. There's so many plastic parts on them, and the engines are designed basically to fail. They're making the timing chains, the turbos, the parts, all the different things on it. They tweak it with their engineering to say, this will last 100,000 miles, that's good. We don't need to go any further. We don't put another dime into it because the CEOs need their $50 million bonus at the end of the year. We don't dare cut into that.
And people don't take this as seriously of an issue because of insane marketing. How many of these manufacturers have made it your being to buy these certain vehicles? Having a pickup truck, having a muscle car, or looking super wealthy in a Mercedes-Benz. And if anybody says something bad about the type of car that you drive, now you're against them. It's basically turned into modern day politics, but you bought into it and are actively losing money off of depreciation every single day just to defend these companies who are actively making their products worse every year. So when we...
And he's right about that. They, like I said, the quality of the production is just not strong. Not like it used to be. Even Toyota and Honda, you know, some of the newer Toyotas, they said that the sensors and some of the parts of the tires, I'm hearing a lot of bad things. Hyundais, I think there was some incidences in North Carolina where dealership, I'm not going to say what dealership it is, but I will say that the engines caught on fire, okay? And they were brand new too. I think one was a 2025, and I think one was like 1 year old. And a lady had brought it in for repairs, and she got home and she parked it, went in the house, and then her daughter saw the vehicle engulfed in flames, like in her driveway, you know, and it's just like, you know, so I think she's suing the dealership and all this and that. And, you know, it's just, and these are $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 cars, guys, you know. So I tell people, get what you can afford, okay? Who cares what you're driving? As long as you're getting from point A to point B, that's all that matters, okay? At the end of the day, thank God both of my vehicles are paid off. I don't have no car payment, and my car insurance is cheap, okay? So... And right now I'm not thinking about a new car. I would like to get another car, you know, but for right now, until things start calming down a little bit more, if I do pay for one, it's going to be in cash. I'm not going to probably finance one just because of the pricing and, you know, just everything, you know. So, but anyway, guys, I hope y'all have enjoyed for tonight. Yes. I have enjoyed talking about the car market as well. And I will be back on Thursday. We're going to get back into the political arena. And it's also, if you enjoyed this content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you can, Please hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any episodes every time I come on to YouTube. Okay? I will be back on Thursday. Okay? We're going to dive deeper and we're going to talk about some things dealing with Walmart, Target, some new security things that's going on. We're coming to find out the employees are going to be wearing body cams now in these stores and just all this other stuff that we got to deal with and some more stuff as far as, of course, Donald Trump and what he's presiding as far as the housing market. Because there's some more changes that just got rolled out on last week that we're going to discuss on Thursday. All right. All right, guys. So everybody enjoy the rest of your week. Again, let's give it up. All right. And I will see everybody on Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you for joining Sports and Politics with T. I will see y'all Thursday. Everyone have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.